I should probably put rock sliders on the Ranger. I think that would look pretty good. Ranger rock sliders. Good gracious. It's that's pricey. It's another $400 just for shipping. $1,600 for a set of rock sliders. Good night. There's got to be something different. There's got to be something else I can do. It's just got to be. What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle, and welcome to the LRT Outpost. Now, if you've been watching the channel at all, you'll know our shop truck behind me is, well, call it the shop truck, but it's basically my everything truck. This thing has more than proven itself to be a reliable vehicle, so I think it's way past time we show it some love. So we're going to give it some appearance upgrades. Now, when it comes to like modifying or making some changes to your vehicle, I'm all about it. Throw your own little personal style into it. It's yours. You got to drive it every day, so why not kind of take a little pride in it? Now, whether you like to take it from mild to wild with your personal build, regardless of which end of the spectrum you go on, I think even the smallest changes can make a huge impact on how a vehicle looks. So I've already done a couple of small things to this, and I'll go over some of that with you in this video. But we got a couple extra things. I got a plan for this. I'm not 100% exactly which direction we're going to take, but I already know a couple things that I want to have on the vehicle, and we'll just kind of see how it speaks to me, and we'll see where this goes. So this will be the first of several videos on us changing the looks of our shop truck here. So let's get into it. Okay, so one of my pet peeves on a vehicle, whether it be a car or a truck, is, and some vehicles are better than others where you don't really see it or notice it that much, but when the pinch weld sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's just like all my eyes see it, drives me nuts. So like this truck's pretty bad for it, but this is what I'm talking about. This little lip that hangs down, that's your pinch weld, and it runs all the way down the side of the vehicle. So when you step back, I mean, man, I know that's such a small thing, but that drives me nuts. So I wanted to get almost like a rock slider that tucks up real close to there and kind of hides that, and also act as a side step. My wife always complains that it's hard to get in and out my truck because it sits up kind of tall. It's not huge, but it's got 33s on it and a leveling kit, so it's a little tall for her. I really wanted rock sliders, but as you could tell from my intro, holy smokes, those things are expensive. But I don't do like a ton of off-roading. This may eventually evolve into an off-road build, but that'll be way down the line. It's still my do everything shop truck. So rock sliders are a bit overkill. So I started looking at just running boards or step sides that would kind of mimic rock sliders, but all of them still showed that pinch weld. Like they would all bolt, so a true slider would bolt to the actual frame. Your step sides typically bolt up here on the actual like body, but all of them would hang down low. So you would still see this little strip of silver between the step sides. But I think I finally came across some that are going to work pretty good. But I have an idea to where I can kind of mask that pinch weld because it's not going to get completely covered up. I think that'll still give me the look I'm going for without me just dumping a ton of money on actual like sliders. So we're going to see how it turns out. So I found these after hours and hours of looking, and they were on American Truck, I believe. I'll go back and find the link, and I'll put a copy of it in the description of the video for you if you want to go check them out. But they're the Dominator Extremes from Go Rhino, and they were pretty reasonable price. I think they were actually on sale. but they were the closest to that rock slider look that I wanted, and for literally half the price. So it looks pretty good. Nice little side step. Kind of gives you that rock slider kind of look. Pretty low profile too. See how far it sticks out. Hopefully it doesn't stick out too far. Oh no, not sure how I like that. We may take a drill and drill those rivets out and take that off of there. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna mock one of these up just so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. I got one of the brackets right here. But you got these pre-existing holes. They just got these little plastic caps like this. So just use my little mini crowbar, but this is good for a little plastic removal tool. I think it's actually for like a paint can or something, but it works really good for those little tiny plastic plugs. And so they're right here. Pop those out, and it's already like pre-threaded holes for the bolts. So we're going to do that for the mounts. So it does mount to the body, like I was saying. It does not mount to the actual frame. So no, these are not actual rock sliders. So if you like high center this thing on a rock or something like that, it's liable to still mush that step up and damage the rocker there. Okay, so we got it one side mocked up real quick, and I got it on the highest setting. There's like 2 different levels on some of the brackets. So I got it tucked up as tight as I can get it. So it actually kind of goes underneath my pinch weld, which is okay because that looks good. It doesn't stick out too far. It's tucked up pretty nice and tight, but you can still see the pinch weld. So it's just sticks out to me. I don't like it, especially when you can see where the front fender bolts into it. Just doesn't look as clean. So I have an idea. I think I can hide it. And I've actually already done the other side, but just some truck bed, like corrosive resistant spray, just black. It's not like actual bed liner. This is like the protector, I guess. Rust-Oleum, always good. But I already did this side, and I just taped it off, and it blends in with the frame rail in the back and the background. That already looks so much better even without the side step. I mean, look how much cleaner that looks. So, but that's what I was talking about. Like little small details like that can like really make a huge difference in how it appears. So I'm gonna pull this back off. We're gonna take this one off, and I'm gonna hit it with paint to blend it in, and we'll get these things bolted up. Since we're trying to make the old shop truck look a little better and get a little bit more personality to it, I'm also going to go back and kind of fix some of the faded plastic, or at least address it, make it look a little bit better. Overall, it's held up really good, but just over time, being in the sun, this plastic, like around the mirrors, trim underneath your window sills, top of the beds, plastic, tailgate, bumper, just being out in the sun, they kind of get a little faded. You can actually fix that, heating it up with like a little torch. That's always been my method. So I'll hit the little plastic with that. actually came across a cool little trick online. I can't remember where I found it, but I just stumbled across it for this rubber trim here. People actually taken a magic eraser, and I actually tried it and it worked. I didn't believe it. So I've actually already done the other side and I'm going to finish this side. All right. Not 100% perfect, but it is way better than what it was. That is for sure. Nice to know that little trick works. It's like 3-ish magic erasers, so I guess that's not too bad. A lot of elbow grease. Arms are a little tired. I want this truck to look almost like it was new again. I have a buddy that's going to help me really detail it and go through it inside out, engine bay. We're going to clay bar it, wax it. Like it's going to get like a full spa treatment. So this is just a first in a series of videos where you're going to kind of slowly see the Danger Ranger take on a whole new look. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe if you like this sort of thing. So just a couple things I've already done to the truck appearance wise. Classic vent shades. Those are always just nice. I mean, it's nice to be able to roll your window down or like crack it and not get wet when it's raining out. But I actually like them because they kind of give a bit of an illusion. They like add a little bulk or mass to a vehicle because it makes it look a little bit wider at the top of that pillar there without adding like without being too gaudy or like ugly looking. A real simple thing that's an upgrade that a lot of people do is swap out front emblems. You do them on a lot of vehicles. Um, but that was easy, but it looks so much better with the black. I mean, it has the classic blue oval, Ford, blue oval. We get it, but the black just looks so much better. Um, and you probably see a lot of people do this too, which I did as well. The black, so it was just embossed Ranger on the front here, but I put these little black accent lettering, gives it a lot of depth. They're kind of a pain to put in. You can get them pretty much anywhere though, eBay, Etsy, Amazon, whatever. I don't even remember where I got those from. And the same thing with the emblems. You can pretty much find them anywhere too. I think a friend gave me those. But when you do those little letters there, do like a little Q-tip with rubbing alcohol. Make sure you get those little cracks and crevices, especially those little thin lines, depending on what vehicle it is, you know. Make sure you get in those little tiny little cracks and crevices because it'll help make sure that thing sticks in there. Those have been up there for a few years and they haven't peeled off. Knock on wood. All right, the back here, same thing. Got these little letters. I've had these up here forever too. Again, you can find them anywhere. The rear emblem had a chrome trim piece. I actually plastic dipped it a long time ago. You can see it's not looking the best. So we're going to fix that. So a little tip: if you've ever plastic dipped anything and you don't want to go the hassle of peeling it off, like I don't want to do with this, WD-40. Whatever reason, it just takes it right off. Watch. What, that's it. We'll come back. All right, so we sprayed it a couple times, as you can see. Look how easy that comes off. Just wiping my finger on it. Boom. Look at that. You're welcome. The trim piece turned out real nice. Let's get out into some okay-ish light here. That turned out pretty decent. Just use some satin rattle can black. Oh, it's way better than the plastic did. Should have done that to begin with. But you try stuff, figure out what works, what doesn't. There we go. Yeah, that looks so much better. I actually like that satin. It kind of contrasts because it blends in with my letters a little bit, and it contrasts with that almost like a charcoal kind of outline and the kind of glossy black. That looks good. Yeah, I should have done that to begin with. So easily one of the best upgrades I've ever done to this truck is my tonneau cover. This is a trifold gator cover, so it is a hard cover. They don't advertise this, but I have stood on this multiple times and it has supported my weight. And I've had this cover for about 5 years, 4 years, somewhere around in that neighborhood. It's held up really well, and it was a pretty reasonable price too. It's kind of like, I guess, what you would consider a budget hard tonneau cover. I think it was between, I think it was around 630, 650, maybe something like that. So pretty reasonable. I'll try to find a link to it in the description. I think I got off American Truck, so it should be easy for me to find. And I'll put a copy of it, copy of the link in the description for you. I also got some door seal protectors from WeatherTech. I love my WeatherTech floor mats. I put them in pretty much every vehicle I get. But they actually have these for this right here. Actually, you can already see, maybe not from my light. There's like some nicks in it right here and some scratches. That's what this is supposed to help with. They just lay it down right there. 3M strips. That looks real nice. I'm gonna slap these in here real quick. All right, now we got the side steps bolted up and those door seal protectors, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, especially out here now in some daylight. They don't stick out too far. You can actually see they probably stick out about the same as the sidewall on my tire, and they sit pretty close. And that painting that pinch weld with that black corrosive resistant paint seems to have done the trick, because you would have seen almost like a silver highlight right in here, and it would have stuck out like a sore thumb. So when you step back, it looks like that step side is much more flush to the body than what it is. It does give it a bit of an illusion. So I'm real happy with the way that turned out. And again, these are step sides. These are not true sliders. I'm kind of like faux slidering or mimicking a slider kind of look. But these were the best things I could find. Only if I was to really nitpick, you can kind of see, if you really get down low and you look at the underbelly profile of the truck, you can see the bottom of the tab, because it was two hole sets you could choose from, like a lower and an upper for the bracket here and here. So you can kind of just see it a little bit. I mean, that's just really nitpicking at things. Overall, for a set of side steps, I think they're probably the best looking ones, and they really weren't that bad. I think I got them for around 600 bucks or a little more, give or take, somewhere around that neighborhood. Door seal protectors worked out nice. Kind of like that it does add a little black. Kind of helps pull in the step sides a little bit, so it just doesn't look like such a crazy transition from black to just silver. Plus you get a nice little protection there, plenty of room to step and get in. And that's just kind of catching you up on what I've already done, and just a couple extra things I had laying around that I wanted to do to the truck. So we are going to give that Ranger quite a bit of a makeover. So we got more stuff to come. I think the next step is getting with my buddy Tyler, and we're going to do a full detail in and out. I keep my truck fairly clean on the inside. I don't wash the outside very much, so we're going to really detail it, clay bar it, wax it, like really. I might do a ceramic coat now that you can get some of those quick spray ceramic coats. Maybe give one of those a shot instead of wax. I don't know, we're going to talk about it, but I think that'll probably be the next step for this. And then I got a couple extra things coming, so make sure you stay tuned. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you enjoy my videos. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch any of my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.